Hi, this is Ashley Victoria Robinson coming to you from the Pop Spot here at BookCon, and I am here with modern myth maker Tracy Deonn.
Hello.
How has BookCon been treating you so far?
BookCon has been amazing. I love the fact that it is all readers. Like, I've been to Science Fiction Fantasy Con, so I know that there's places where you see thousands and thousands of people and they're waiting outside 3 hours before the thing and they can't wait to register. But the fact that this is all book people, book people who notoriously want to stay home and read, like, this is amazing.
That's why everyone here is so polite. Everyone is so nice outside. So as somebody who also never grew out of my Arthurian legends phase, I have a couple King Arthur coded questions for you. What is your favorite classic King Arthur story?
Oh, that's such a good one. Classic King Arthur. I mean, I'm very partial to whenever the knights do something just out of pure sadness and yearning. So, like, the Romance era, like when, King Arthur, I call it 1500-year-old fanfic because it originated in Wales, but then we had authors picking it up in parts of England and then parts of France. And so when it went to the French writers, often it had this like romantic angle that was like courtly love, which is how Lancelot showed up. So I love it when we get into that era where it's like, what does it mean to be noble, but also I yearn? Like, that's good stuff.
And who is your favorite Knight of the Round Table? I mean, I know you're a real deep cut nerd because Bedivere is only for the real nerds.
Yes, and Lorien is only for the deep cut folks. Yes. Goodness. I feel like if I say a favorite, the Legendborn, the Bree Hive is going to read into who that means, like who their corresponding character is.
Oh my goodness, you're probably right.
I usually am hesitant, but I will say that I have a very sweet spot for Gawain, which shows up, I think, in the books with the character William. I
think that's a very safe and a very correct answer.
Yes.
Now I can't wait to ask you when the cameras are rolling, and I will know and you won't. Something that I think that you do so very well throughout Legendborn is weaving of North American and classic European mythology. So when you are sitting down, what is the process like to be like, I'm taking this, and this? Is it a murder board? Is it a bunch of reference materials? Is it a Google Doc?
I do have like 4 or 5 whiteboards in my home, and so those get used a lot just to draw diagrams, and especially like family tree type things. But I will tell you that because the heartbeat of the story is Bree's journey and her grief journey, her like journey towards triumph to self-realization, like because that's the beating heart, I actually take that as prime and like that's my core, and then I look at what she needs to encounter each book in order to go to the next place in her character arc, and like that's always my guiding light, my North Star, and that allows me to look at a big huge body of work like King Arthur and pull out elements like a drawer. Like, you open a drawer, you look at, okay, I need this, I need this, I need that. Same thing with parts of the North American sort of root craft work that I pull on that has roots in hoodoo, So I just use these resources to help elevate Bree. The cool thing, as a deep cut nerd, is that Arthuriana, like I said, 1500-year-old fanfic, that's how it's always been. Like, if you think about every writer who's been writing in the tradition of King Arthur just cherry picks the parts they like and they leave the rest aside. That's how you get a story that's focused on Lancelot, even though he was originated 600 years after Arthur started. You get people who are talking about Guinevere, you get people who are talking about Bedivere, like people, some stories say there were 12 knights, some say there were 150. Every author from the 6th century forward just says, which knights do I need? What story do I need? I want to talk about power. I pick these knights. I want to talk about legacy. I want to talk about who gets to be a leader. I want to talk about what it means to yearn and have a romantic storyline. You just pick what you want.
That's so beautiful. It's like the coolest toy box ever.
Yes, and which is why, like, I think I had this sort of imposter syndrome for a little while. Like, what am I doing? Am I doing it the right way? And I worked with several amazing medievalists, and they were like, this is actually the tradition, what you're doing. Pulling the parts that are useful to you for the themes you want to talk about. That's how it's always been done. And I was like, oh, cool, that's great. And I got validation when the Journal of Arthuriana reached out and said that they wanted to feature my work. And they were like, yeah, you're the newest entry in the canon. And I'm like, that's cool.
You're kind of the scion of all Arthuriana.
Cool. Like I was just like, me and Tennyson, we're the same. Oh my God. You're right.
You marry the France.
Yeah, exactly.
I also, and you mentioned this a little bit earlier when you were talking about Bree, I really appreciate that Bree's journey does start from grief, because like Bree, I also lost a parent as a teenager.
Yeah.
And
this is the worst club to be in.
I know it is.
Like the worst.
But in Dead Parents Club, I now recommend people, I'm like, if you haven't read Legendborn, I think it's one of like the healthiest explorations of what you are either going through or going to go through.
Yes.
Was that something that you set out intentionally with the story, or is that something that's sort of come upon you through your own authentic experience?
It's totally come upon, I don't know how you were, but for a very long time I could not really think that much about my mother, talk about my mother. Like people would say, let's talk, and I would say just kind of like, I can't do that. I didn't write for 10 years after she passed away. I wrote like 2 snippets of fanfic, but I couldn't write.
Love fanfic.
Like fanfic saved me. But I, a drabble, shout out if you know fanfic.
Yes.
But I did not write fiction. I couldn't write any cohesive big project. And I had been writing essays, I had been writing plays, I had been doing all sorts of things leading up to that point. So I lost my voice, and Legendborn was the first thing I put to paper 10 years later. So it's really a story I told myself. It was the grief story I told myself. And then I hoped someone would read it, and I thought maybe some people will like this, and we'll see how that goes. Turns out a lot of people like this.
And now we all want to tell you about our dead parents.
Yes, but it's wild because people will come through the signing line with incredible, touching stories, and there'll be siblings and grandmothers and parents. It happened even here, like at BookCon. And you can tell, like now we've gotten to the point where we can tell when someone's coming up with a heavier story. We give them a little special moment where I get to talk with them a little bit. And it's therapeutic for me. I think it's therapeutic for them. It's just a special thing.
You need the little Lucy, the therapist is in, 5 cents
sign
above your signing booth.
Yes, I have a really good friend who's actually a clinical psychologist, and she watched one of my signing line once, and she was like, do you know that we get trained to do what you're doing? Like, are you okay?
And you're like, yes, I'm touching grass, everything is fine. Last year you blessed us with Oathbound.
Yes.
Will you tease a little bit, not to put you much on the spot, but what is next? When can we expect more stories?
Okay, so the what is next for the Legendborn Cycle is something we're still chewing on. What do we announce and what do we talk about? Because there is a next.
It's only between us and the whole internet.
There is a next, and the Legendborn Cycle continues to inspire me too. But in terms of the next book, we don't have a date for it, we don't have a title, but I can tell you, for all the Selwyn Kane fans out there, the Selwyn that you meet at the beginning of the 4th book is the Selwyn that you meet at the end of the 3rd book. And if you know, you know.
I was like, that is so loaded, and I hope people understand.
If you understand that, you understand that.
Yep.
If not, read Legendborn.
Yeah, you have homework to do, and how dare you, and what are you even doing here? No, everyone is welcome. I'm just kidding. Before I let you go, here in the Popverse, we celebrate the best in TV, movies, comics, and books. So what are you geeking out about that you're not working on? What are you just enjoying for fun?
Oh my gosh, so I'm always watching anime. I love Japanese anime. I go back to that place for inspiration because anime is like got this great blend of humor, action, romance. Like there's a way in which that medium can cover so much ground, even like a 22-minute episode. So I started watching Sakamoto Days, which is just so much fun. I'm rewatching, comfort watching Spy Family because that's really good. I'm trying
from the beginning.
From the beginning.
Wow.
And there's so much. That I like caught the second time around. And then I'm introducing a friend to Demon Slayer.
From the beginning.
From the beginning, because part of being geeky and part of like loving anime is pulling people in. Mostly against their will, but like maybe not. Where you're just like, you gotta watch this. But you know what I don't do? I don't pull people into Jujutsu Kaisen like that because I think that that's a little mean.
Yes.
Yes.
It's
a little bit
we love JJK. But,
I love JJK,
but
I say I want to give you full consent before you walk into what this is.
Yeah. Because it might ruin your life. Non-complimentary.
Yes. And I've been seeing online people are so excited about the new Avatar, the last Airbender movie, and I'm like, I don't want to get spoiled. I don't want to watch the leaks. I know what it's like to have a leak happen.
But I love that they say it's great.
Yeah, but I'm like, it sounds incredible. I'll be there. I'm seated.
Tracy, thank you so much for joining us here in the Pop Spot today.
You're so welcome. Thank you for having me.